Hey, why is Mike McDaniels all upset?
Well, he's upset.
Yeah, why is he upset?
Well, because some candy ass in the media thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and pull the Brock Purdy on Tua Tagovailoa to try and make the assumption that, well, anybody could
comp?
do it. Oh, yeah. Anybody could do it in your system. And Mike McDaniel, LaVar's guy, got pissed off yesterday at a press conference.
There are some folks who believe that many quarterbacks in this scheme, with you as the coach, with Tyreek and Jalen, maybe even many quarterbacks, would excel, would flourish, would be near the top of the passer rater leading MVP candidate. What, if any, pushback is there relative to, wait, no, hold on. Tua is a little different.
To push this podium over. My answer to that would be, who the F cares? Because it is a team. We're working together, and I know one thing. I've coached stuff a long time. I haven't seen people do what our guys do.
Now, he did go on to say, as a teammate, we're all dependent on each other. I'm not in any hurry to prove myself without those guys because those are part of who we are. To say it's this person or that person is kind of missing the point. It's a team working together, so on and so forth. And good for him. Why do we do this crap? Who cares if he's a product of the system? What do you want him to do, trade himself? Like, I don't get it. Like, we just,
hey, Tua, go play for another team.
Right.
Like,
go prove yourself in a bad organization.
Let's see if you're any good.
Okay. Like, why do we do this crap?
Again, this goes. It's because we're dumb. Like, we're all dumb. Like, we're humans, and we need like little things to debate about and argue about. I mean, I've said this forever. Like, the tag of always a system quarterback. It's like that's a compliment to anyone who's a part of probably a good offense, a good team, a good organization. Like, there's only maybe a handful of guys in NFL history who could have went anywhere and been successful or, been a Pro Bowl caliber player. That's just the truth. I know people don't want to hear that, but like, the situation of circumstance you enter into in the NFL is paramount to even your own ability as a player. It just is. Like, I'm sorry. If people want to debate me, that's fine. But you're wrong. Like, if you go into a terrible organization with a terrible team and nothing around you, an offense that you don't fit in, pieces that you can't work with, that they try to make you do things you're not good at, you're not going to succeed. And I think Mike McDaniel, when he got to Miami, he invested a lot of time in figuring out ways of helping Tua Tagovailoa become the player that you've seen now the past, 2 seasons, really, when he's healthy. And utilizing Jalen Waddle and all the speed they've got in the roster to put him in positions to succeed. That's a great coach. That's what good coaches do. That's what every coach should do. And so it's always, I should say, it's not surprising or shocking by any means. But we get to the point of season where we're like, yeah, we got to toy around and throw it on different ideas because we can't compliment Brock Purdy for what he's done in Kyle's offense. We can't compliment Tua, and we've got to let our minds wander to, well, what happens if they switch? Would they be as good? Would they still? It's like, yeah, probably. You want to know why? They probably both excel at either place because if you switched them, Kyle would work to Tua's strengths and Mike would work to Brock Purdy's strengths. And they're both talented rosters. They're both great situations. So they both probably excel whether they're both in San Francisco and Miami or they swapped. Like, that's the truth of the matter. They're good situations to be in. I hate how we have to dissect this and make it a bigger deal than it needs to be.
I mean, what y'all want me to say? I listen. That's kind of my sentiments of it. I think if you're able to be good and at the pro level, there are a lot of elements that play into that. Is the organization. Like, I always start, just because of my experience, I always start with, is it a healthy organization? If it's a healthy organization, then even players that aren't necessarily supposed to be great can end up being great. I watched that through the years in Pittsburgh. You'll see a guy that's like, oh, they weren't very highly touted coming out of college. Might even been a traveler. Been a backup or maybe found their way to the starting position, but eventually ended up being an all-pro, Pro Bowl caliber player, in the system and the schemes that they were playing in. I just always felt as though if you play for a team and you're a player that can make it to the NFL, if you're playing for a team that knows what their DNA is, they're generally going to bring in guys that fit the DNA of what their team is. And so the skill sets and the things that you're looking for, you're generally looking for players that fit that coming into the scenario. Now, if you're a coach that comes in and we always say it's not your guy, well, if you're one of those type of coaches, then you have to decide the people that you already have there, are they your Gucci, are they your Louis Vuitton luggage, or are they not? And then you go from there. And if you can do it, then you do it. But I've always thought it's pretty cool when, like, if you think about just like you throw Tom Brady out there. Tom Brady he didn't go high. He wasn't one of the top QBs in our draft class.
And by the way, he also had the same narrative about him early on. Well, it's just what's around him.
Well, that was not just early, though, right? Wasn't it still even a debate after he left? Like, who was it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it the chicken or the egg? You know what I mean?
Right.
Was it Bill or was it Tom? So and I think that's just something that's naturally a part of sports. Like, who's the greatest? Compare these two. Who are the greatest? Well, why can't they just both be the greatest? Like, why can't they just be both be that? But that's just what there's certain things we like doing in sports. And for some reason, system players, like, oh, he can run the ball, or, oh, he gets a lot of sacks, or, oh, he can throw for a lot of yards and win games. Oh, it's the system. Like, all right,
It's like, you're only a good parent because your kid's cool. All right, well, let me give him up for adoption and prove myself with a scumbag. No, I got to do this right just so everybody says, no, you've done it at all facets. If this works out for Tua and he can spend the rest of his career there in a great system, who the hell wouldn't want that? If Brock Purdy can spend the rest of his career in a great system with Kyle Shanahan, who the hell wouldn't want that? Like why is this a knock on anybody?
Especially that early out the gate.
Yes. Like,
if you Brock Purdy and you stumbled upon Kyle Shanahan where he's at in his career and the way they've put together things for now, today.
Think about how long it took Alex Smith to find the right system. They were talking about Alex Smith like, oh, he's a bust. Oh, Alex Smith, oh, man, what a waste of a number one pick. And it took him years, and he found the right system, and the guy became a multiple-time Pro Bowler and became a really good player. Like, the idea that you got to dock these guys because they found themselves in a good spot, I don't get it. Yeah, Jared Goff's another one. Like, I don't get it. What do you want him to do? Like, have to swim through crap just to prove, like, oh, no, I can make this happen. It's very weird. So
Neil O'Donnell.
Damn right. That's it. Damn right.
I mean, Bubby Brister.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, Bubby.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, Bernie Kosar.
Bernie, come on.
My guy.
Talk to me.
My guy, Bernie.
Kelly Holcomb.
Spurgeon Wynn. Come on.
Yeah. Spurgeon Wynn.
Little Spurgeon.
Timmy Couch.
That's my guy.
Your guy, Tim Couch.
That is my guy.